These are the things that I would try to avoid if I were, starting out and if I was building my first application. If it's the first time that you're watching my videos, my name is Justo. I'm in a process of creating 12 apps in 1 year or until one of the app becomes successful. I already built the three first application. The first one, Intelligent PDF, which was a tool that helped you summarize PDFs intelligently and also ask questions to that PDF. Then I launched Velox, an app that helped you create software as a service applications 50% faster. Then I launched BMark, an app where unfortunately I had to pivot, and now I'm building Kobo, an app that helps you create content that drive user signups to your application. A couple of years ago, I was building my first application called Decidite, which was an app that helped you choose your career path, okay, choose your vocation. And it was a complete mess because I didn't understand anything about marketing, okay, and I didn't understand anything about building an MVP, creating an app from scratch with no contacts, with almost no money, and I was there trying to build my first app. Of course, it was a complete disaster. I got like 300 or 500 users, but almost no money because I didn't have a plan to clearly start making money. I didn't have a plan to start validating the software, okay, and the application, because I was so immersed in the app that I wasn't paying attention to everything else. I wasn't paying attention to the things that are important when you are creating an application. First of all, the user feedback. Paying attention to the marketing. There are a lot of different things that you need to take into account when you're creating an app. It's not only developing the app. Developing the app is 30% of the work, or 50% of the job. The other 50% is doing marketing. So if there are things, that I would avoid are, first of all, starting without having an audience, okay? If you have like more than $10,000 to invest on social media ads or something like that, okay, that's a completely different side. A completely different path. But if you are starting out with no money or you can't afford to spend money on us, then the easiest way to start getting users, I believe, is creating an audience or making affiliate marketing, okay? Partnering with people that have already an audience. Now, the second thing that I would probably avoid is, starting to create an app just because you like the idea, just because you like the idea of programming that app is completely useless. It's a very silly idea to start creating an app just because you like it. You need to validate that idea. And to validate that idea, you have like two different options. On the first place, you can choose an app that has already been built by a company and is making more than, let's say, $1 million or more than $10 million. Because if that is happening, it means that it's already validated, okay? Because the company wouldn't be, investing money on something that doesn't work, obviously. The second path is validating the idea on your own. And for that, you need to create a landing page, you send traffic to the landing page, and you put a form or something similar so people can start leaving their emails. It's a pretty simple process. You don't need to overcomplicate it. The only purpose of that landing page is to start validating the demand, okay? Not more than that. The other thing that I would definitely try to avoid is not paying attention to the user feedback, okay? And that's very silly. That's something very stupid, but that's what I did when I was starting out. That's what I did my first step, because I was so immersed in coding the app that I wasn't paying attention to all that stuff. You need to clearly follow the process, and it's simple, okay? You launch, you measure, you learn, and you iterate, or when you need to pivot. And if you need to pivot, it's completely okay. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that. There are 1,000 apps that you see nowadays that are successful and that they started with a completely different purpose. Okay, finally, I wouldn't start an app without a clear monetization plan. Okay, that's the core thing. Without that, you have nothing, because if you are not making money, you can't reinvest in the app, you can't reinvest on creating better software, on creating better functionalities for your users, and also you can't invest on marketing. So we are on completely zero. I believe you need to start making money as fast as possible, not for you but also for the users, because if the users enter the app and have a shitty experience, then they will leave and they will stop entering the app, so you lose those users. Now every time that I launch an app, I start charging money from the first day, because I don't want to repeat the same thing that happened to me when I was starting out. So I hope this video helped you. If this helped you, you also would help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel, you hit the like button and turn on the notification bell so YouTube keeps recommending the content and we can keep reaching new people. I'm doing all my best to be able to launch Kobo, so stay tuned because I will try to launch it on the next couple of days. Thank you very much for watching and I hope to see you on the next video.